So hey guys, welcome to my channel. This is the first video that I'm going to make, and in this video I will be doing a small tour in my right now small server that I have with a friend of mine. We've been playing for not more than 2 months. I think we started this on the 24th of July. And in this video I will show some of the buildings I have here, try to explain the details. I will try to explain what I was thinking when I was building the things that I built, and whenever a build of that my friend built appears in the video, I will explain that that build is not mine, it's actually my friend's. He had the idea of making an underground base with water, with glass and water. So the main idea was his, but I actually did the decorations. So all of the books and the kitchen and the workshop here I did, but the idea of an underground base was his. I'm gonna put on the screen right now the screenshots that we had of the base on the first days of the server. So this here is the ore room. I think this is the room where we just smelt ores and we have all the ores here in these barrels, and not that much, but I think when you reach a certain point of the game you don't need that much ores anymore, you know, like when you have mending and you have all this stuff. So ores are not a priority right now. It's been ages since I last mined. But yes, this ore room was made and it was entirely designed and built by my friend that plays with me in the server. So with the kitchen, I really tried to make it interesting on different levels. So when you look here, you're seeing a lot of details, but when you go down, you can see more of it and you can have a different feeling under here. And this is the pantry connected to the kitchen, and the pantry I wanted to make a really dim lighting room, a really dark room, cozy, because the sensation I wanted to give here was that this was a room that had the lights turned off. Like it wasn't a room that was being habitated or anything like that. If you turn this here, you can make it a little brighter, but I like to keep it turned off. But yeah, you have a lot of details here. I really like to do this scheme with the campfires and the meat to be like kind of a smoker. I don't know, as something that is cooking the meat. And I planted some plants just to give a lot of detail. I love the combination of flower pots and the mangrove sapling. I just think it looks so good and gives so much life. A lot of plants in this game is really good to give light and detail. I have this shelf, I have this kind of refrigerator right here, and yeah, once again, like I said, it's just aesthetics. It's just a building just to look good. It doesn't have anything here. Of course we could store food and all this stuff, but we have storage here that is also empty. But continue on the base, I wanted to talk about the workshop. This workshop here, I'm gonna give you an example about what I think of interiors. When I first made this kitchen and the pantry and the workshop, when I was first making the base, I wasn't very confident about building interiors. But now I think I'm doing quite a good job. I don't know, at least decent, because building interiors sometimes is just about putting a lot of blocks everywhere. You know, you put details, you put item frames, you put the brewing stands, you put everything that you can, just to give that lived in feeling, just so you can look at it and really think that people live and do things here. And I think that impression, that illusion, it just gives life to the game. And you can see that there's just random things here, you know, hanging signs, lamps, iron bars, iron chains, but it's just to give you the impression of things. If you look on real life, most of the things that you see, it would be really hard to fabricate it on Minecraft, so you have to give the impression of life, of realism. And like this, you know, it's just a set of trapdoors, but when you look at it from a far distance, like kind of far, it's just a detail, you know. Just give them much the little bit of detail that is needed. Here underground we have the room. If we look, that is the pantry. So if we looked from that balcony, we could have seen the room, but I didn't want to spoil the surprise. Here we have a garden. I did a little garden just when you're doing plants in this game. I really think plants, you can be very deliberate with your plant placement, but I really think that it works out if you just spam plants and different kind of mushrooms and flowers and things. And I did this small custom tree. I don't like it very much. I don't like the shape of it very much, but I think considering the space that I had, I think it's good. I think it's all right. So this room, like I said, upstairs in the workshop, I think this room is the perfect example of interior. Sometimes you just have to put blocks and don't even think about it, you know. So you get these combinations of trapdoors and flower pots and hanging signs and different and decorated pots and stuff, and you just build these shelves, you know. You build this different compartments to your things. So here I have a disk storage shelf. I don't know how to call this, but yeah, you can pick up the disk and let it play. I have some bookshelves. I think bookshelves are really great for interiors too, because it just gives detail and life. And so yeah, you can see I really spammed the flower pots. So I have paintings, I have the beds here. Since I play in a server with my friend, we have beds, 2 beds. And here is the map of the server. So you can see that the server is really small now. You can count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. The base is here where we are. So 7 and 8. There's 8 buildings right now in the server, so that's why it won't take long. So yes, I think I really like the ceiling design that I did, but with the room being so tall, you don't look at the ceiling so much because there's so much detail here. So if we go up the bubble column here, we can actually go to the outside. So with this map, the thing I wanted to do was to really improve my building. I just love watching building videos in Minecraft, and I was seeing so much of like smaller creators posting, and I was getting so much smaller creators videos recommended to me that I got really inspired, and I decided to start making my videos, you know. I spent so much time just waiting to be ready and waiting to finish up the buildings and really make my world look better and more impressive. But I think there's not a better time to start than now, and in the future I'll probably regret not having started to record earlier. So in order of building, here we have the first house. While my friend was digging the storage room and doing all the stuff in the underground base, I was building this house. I'm gonna just fly so you can see the aerial view of it. So yeah, this house was a simple house I was building just to give this sense of like you have to build a starter house in Minecraft is almost a rule right now. The interior of the first floor, the second floor actually isn't done. I didn't do anything, so it's empty. The only thing it has right now is a happy guest that flowed right under there when he was small, and he grew in the second floor, so he's just stuck there and he will never come out. So here in the first floor we have kind of this, I don't know how to call it, but I don't know if workshop is the right word. I keep using it, but it's kind of a workshop. It's kind of a blacksmith place to work, and you have all these tools and you have all these blocks. And once again, like for doing detailing, you can just spam blocks, you know. You think about blocks that look like they would serve a purpose, and they do in the game, but just for decorations they would serve a purpose, and you put them, you know, like item frames with horse armors. So in the second floor, like I said, there's literally no decorations, and I don't even know if I will do them sometimes, because this house just serves the purpose of being a centerpiece to the map, you know. I don't go inside it. Like I spend much more time in the underground base. So I had this small and really small wheat field here just so I can get some wheat. So the third build that was built in this world was actually the Brutalist build on top of the mountain. My friend built this, it wasn't mine, and he just wanted to make a giant monument, and I think it looks really good. I think especially from down there it just creates such a strong scene. If you look from down there from the base and you see the monument on top of the mountain and stuff, and it doesn't have such a finished interior, but he started it. So if we climb up to this building right here, we have this little garden. If this building is so big that it takes a long time to go up it, so we have this little garden right here on the top, and this building really works like a watch post because you can look at everything that we built down there. So the third and fourth buildings I did in this map was actually this bridge and the furnace. So let me just get down here. So this bridge, the intent with this building was just doing something like a Japanese bridge, just so we can cross the lake easier, and just to complement the lake. Like the lake was looking pretty like bland and pretty boring, so I wanted to put like color and just a shape that would complement the view. And I actually swapped the dirt with mud, and I really recommend you to do that, because if you look here, the difference between dirt and mud is so clear, you know. And I'll put images on the screen now so you can see a comparison between this lake with dirt and mud in the bottom of it, and it's just so much better with mud, you know. You can get such a higher contrast with colors and all that stuff. So in the furnace, like I said, I don't think this server is finished. You know, like it deserves some polishing. But I really wanted to do this video, so I wouldn't wait. I wouldn't keep making excuses. So the interior of the furnace isn't ready. I was actually doing some digging here because I want to make a fuel farm under here sometime, something like a dried kelp farm or anything like that. But the thing I like the most about this building is that it looks really good with the bridge and the lake, but the white wall and white glass and white glass panes, if you do smoke with these blocks, and if you really put like chimneys and you do like a cloud of smoke, it gives so much life to the game, because we have campfires that can make like the smoke clouds, but it's not not nearly as good looking as something that you make by hand. Like I said, I'm not that good with shapes yet, but I think it came out pretty good, and I really like the view that I have from here. So at the side of the chimney we have a water mill. This design I basically copied from It's Marlow. It's a YouTuber that I really like that makes building videos and let's play videos. So it's really similar from a video that I saw. So it's not my design, but I really wanted to add a water mill here. So the last buildings I want to show you in this map are actually kind of separate buildings, but I count this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 buildings as one, because I was actually trying to do like a fair. I don't know how would you call it, but like a market. So we have these little shops here. I'm gonna put villagers here so I can trade with them those crops that are growing. Right, the intention is actually to make this so much more alive, put trees and plants and more shops. But what I like about this is that for the longest time I had a really hard time doing details in small scale, but I really think I did a good job with this, and the colors too, you know, like matching the red with the blue and matching the green with the orange and matching the red with brown. So I think they look all distinct, but you can see that they are the same design. So this is the mud brick producing shop. I don't know how I would call this, but we have a chimney, we have the smoke with the white bowl that I already told you a bunch of times in my furnace. But I think it gives a lot of life, a lot of movement. Although it's not moving, but you can like see the movement and the shape that you have. And I have interior here. It's a very minute and very small interior, so I couldn't put that much detail here. But I kind of like how it turned out. There's a bed here. I'm gonna take it with me. But the thing that I'm most proud in this world is the interior of this little. I don't even know how I would call this. Like I did this shelter. I did this roof, and basically made a building out of interiors. So I have the flower like this. This was supposed to be like a flower shop or anything like that. So I put all the flowers in the game in flower pots, and I really like how that turned out. The color and the life and all this stuff is really hard to get this feeling of small things in Minecraft. Like most blocks are so big, and here we have like small things with tiny little details and in the plants too. So once again, the color theory that I told you, like the green with the orange and stuff. And here, just to finish the build, I have crops. Like imagine if you're in the supermarket and you're picking carrots and you're picking beets. And I did something with the droplets of water. I put water over slabs because it keeps dropping like these droplets of water. They are so annoying when you're building underwater, but I really think it gave so much detail. And like I said, once again, like movement is like an irrigation system, you know, like you're always keeping it hydrated. So I really like this idea. I think one of the best things in Minecraft is to find things and find these little ideas to represent what you want, the things in real life that you want to represent in the game. So the last building that I'm gonna show is actually the dock with the cabin. And this cabin here, the intention with this cabin was to actually not try to do my best build in the world, but really try to build a scene. Like if you really think about it, if you take a screenshot here, you can see that the dock will actually make your eyes focus on the centerpiece that is the cabin. So I was really trying to build a scene, like build, I don't know, a painting in Minecraft. So I put a lot of grass here, and these firefly bushes they look so good at night. And when you are at night here, it just glows up, you know. So I put a fishing cabin here. I don't know what I would call it, the fishing cabin, the fishing lodge, I don't know. But yeah, fisher's cabin and item frames with things. The thing I was talking about, like representing real life in Minecraft, this was supposed to be bait, you know, like the little worms people use to as bait, and fish and the fishing rod. I did a small interior here. I only use candles because at night this will look very dim lighted and very cozy. So yes, I have this little boat. This boat is something that is just so minimalistic. I think like you cannot see the whole body of the boat. You cannot see the full details. But like I said, this wasn't the objective. I wasn't trying to build something that looked like, oh my god, so good. I was just trying to make a feeling on Minecraft. I was just trying to represent something, you know, this cabin of a fisher, and he can go on the boat so when he wants to fish. So yeah, basically this is everything that I have in my world right now. So like I said, it's a small world, but it will get bigger. One small detail that I didn't talk about was the balloons. If you're looking at this column, this is my creeper farm, so that is the AFK spot. But the balloons is the thing that I did of creating life. It's really amazing how 3 balloons in the distance can create a sense of movement, a sense of life, a sense of that people are really living in this world. So I really advise you to do the things like put balloons and put plants and custom trees and all these things, because building houses will get you far, but not. I don't think is the. I don't think it's everything that you can do. You know, you can do so much in this game, and you have all the options. You have all the blocks. So it's really fun to let your creativity, like, be really free with your creativity, so you don't have any limitations on it. So with the Copper Age releasing tomorrow, the thing I wanted to really talk about here is how excited I am for that update. I think it's just gonna add so much life. Like I was talking the whole video, doing this life impression in Minecraft is something that is really hard, and I really think the copper golems they will help so much with that, because they move around, they interact with the blocks and chests. So it will not only, I think, kind of change the way we build with the new copper features, you know, the copper chains, the copper bars, and all that stuff. But I really think that the copper golems will change how we do redstone and storage rooms and things. So the reason why the Copper Age has me so excited is because, like I said, I'm a builder, so the new decorations and the new copper golem, they will add so much to building. And not only that, the shelf block, I think, is gonna be maybe the one of the best blocks, one of the best decorative blocks that has released in the game. I think is like a vertical slab, but you can put items on it, so it's even more complex. You can there's even more uses than just a vertical slab. I think the Copper Age will actually start a new trend in Minecraft. I think from here on out, I think we will see a lot of factories and industrial builds, just because the new copper blocks and the copper golems will work so much with the industrial side of Minecraft that I really think people will start building them so much more, and factories and all that stuff, and really implementing redstone into buildings. So I'm really excited to that. I think this update is the best update Minecraft has had for the, I don't know, the past few years. So I wanted to jump in and really use this time, since the release date is tomorrow. I wanted to post this video today just to show the world and do the things that I wanted to do just before I can really start making videos and think of new ideas and think of ways to make the world look better and all that stuff. They do have a lot of things to get better, but I will get better at them, and I just didn't want to spend more time getting ready. You know, I waited so long, so this seemed like the best time to make a new video with the release of the new update, and I really hope you liked it. So yeah, thanks for watching.